Are you procrastinating on landing your double backflip, just compulsively watching all these double backflip tutorials, just trying to muster up the courage to go out and commit it? If you are, then you're in luck, because I promise you that by the end of this video, you will commit your double backflip. Just some background about me. I landed my first double backflip when I was like 12 years old, and then I lost it very quickly after that because I took a big break. So yeah, basically at the beginning of this year, I had to go back through the whole process of learning it again, and since I just learned it and I just kind of perfected it for the first time, right now is the perfect time for me to make this kind of giving all the advice about how to do it. So here are my tips for learning double backflip on trampoline after doing it twice. One is stop watching double backflip videos. I know, I absolutely made this mistake. I know I probably watched Tanner Brongart and Gavin May's double backflip videos at least 100 times each, like at least, before I actually committed it. And I know after this you're probably going to click off and you're going to watch another double backflip tutorial, but I promise you it's not going to help you. So just watch to the end of this, get all my tips, and then go out and do it. 2, be absolutely more than ready. I know you want to kind of rush as soon as you learn your backflip. You want to go straight to double. You want to keep on progressing. You want to progress as fast as you can. But the reality is that double backflip is like exponentially more difficult than single backflip. Like, it's not even close. It's way harder. With a single backflip, you can get away with having shitty form. You don't really need to tuck at all. You don't need to throw your arms, none of that. With double backflip, especially on a shit tramp like I have, you're not going to get away with having bad form, so you have to be more than ready. A lot of people are going to tell you should be able to do a backflip to your back. That's not even close to being enough. You should be able to do a back layout to your back. On your single tucks, your cowboy tuck should be absolutely, like, perfect. You should be very flexible, you know, just in case stuff goes wrong, and flexible enough to hold the cowboy tuck really nice. I know it might seem like I'm spending a lot of time emphasizing this, but in the age of social media, you're seeing kids doing double backflips like they're nothing, which, to be fair for them, they kind of are nothing, but it'll try to trick you into thinking that's nothing for you. And if you've never done a double backflip before, then it is a huge leap. It is very difficult. Don't get into this trap of thinking that you can do it super easily when you clearly can't. There's this kid in my gym. He can't even land backflip on floor, and he saw me training double backs off of a block into the pit, or onto a mat, and he was like, oh, can I send double backflip? And I'm like, dude, no. If I was like not there, that kid probably could have broken his neck if he sent that. So yeah, be more than ready. The reality is, over-rotating your first double backflip will be much better than under-rotating it, especially if you have a mat under you, which you should. I know the majority of you people going for a double backflip already know this one, but for the newcomers, you need to learn a cowboy tuck and use it with your double back because it'll make it a lot easier. Basically, a cowboy tuck is where instead of tucking your knees to your chest, you bring your knees up to your shoulders. I've talked about it many a times already. You're going to spin a lot faster because you're a lot smaller in the air. You're more aerodynamic. 4 is get some mats. This one's also pretty obvious. When you're first learning, especially on a garden tramp, you want to get some pillows and blankets and throw them on the trampoline. Personally, when I first did it, I threw it at a parkour gym, and then I went to a trampoline park and I threw it in the pit there. And then I finally got mats out and I learned it on my G tramp. I was very careful with it, and you should be too. So I've never hurt myself doing this. Basically, use the best pads you have access to. The ideal situation is you get a friend to throw the mat under you so it doesn't take away your bounce, because if you bounce on the trampoline with the mat on the trampoline, then the mat's going to take some of your bounce, going to make it harder to do. You also can't really guarantee that you'll land on the mat. On my first double backflip attempt this year, I landed on my back and I whacked my head past the mat because I went too far and I didn't land on the mat. Over rotation is always going to be better than under rotation in pretty much any circumstance. Obviously, if you over rotate enough that you do a triple backflip and land on your head, that's not good, but if it's your first time doing a double backflip, the odds of that happening are almost zero. So yeah, this is just kind of reiterating the point that you should be more than ready for the double backflip. You should look at your single backflips and have no doubt in your mind that you'll be able to make it over a second time. I know a lot of people's first instinct when they get scared is to just open up. In a double backflip, this is the farthest away from what you should be doing. If you get scared in a double backflip, just hold your tuck until you know for a fact that you're over. And if you're flipping onto a mat, then bailing like this, you'll be fine. 6 is don't use a double bounce. If you're not confident that you can do a double backflip without a double bounce, then don't try it until you can do it. If you're like me and you're not rich and you have a shit tramp like a Walmart tramp, then your trampoline is either too small to do a double bounce because you have a high risk of fucking flying out of it, or B, it's too weak. You could break your mat.
Thank you so much for watching this. If you found it valuable, make sure to subscribe. As of right now, only 3.5% if you are. If you want to watch another video similar to this, then I have a good one I will link in the end screen all about kind of training safely at home.